So I went to college, and it was my freshman year, and now I'm back for summer break. So I'm going to tell you guys what it's really like to be at college. So basically, at the beginning of the year, I was kind of just settling in and like finding out what it's like to be there and like live on my own, which it wasn't very difficult because I had somewhere to live and I had food to eat, and the only thing that I was really independent with was, I don't know, doing stuff on my own, obviously like managing time, but really was my laundry, and that kind of sucked, you know. Who the hell wants to do laundry? Not me. Ugh. And I had to walk all the way across the hall and walk down like 5 flights of stairs to get down there. I usually didn't take the elevator because sometimes I just wanted to walk, and you know, it was peaceful or whatever. I was just going about my chores or whatever. It wasn't so bad. And like keeping the room clean, you know, that was whatever. You know, we're just living. It's not so bad to keep it clean, especially when you have such a small dorm space. But we actually had one of the bigger dorms on the block, so we had all the group get-togethers in our crib and all the pre-games in our, well, you know, party, you know, before we went out to do stuff in my crib, me and my roommate's crib. And yeah, it was fun, and we had a good time. And so basically, you guys could see a day in my life if you go to my Fade Nuts channel, but that really, I don't know, it's not like every day is the same. So basically, I would just kind of wake up, get ready for the day. I would always try and wake up at 7:30 no matter what time I had class at, because my earliest class was at 8 a.m., but that was only one day a week. So then other days where I had it at 10 a.m., I was up at 7:30 still nonetheless, because then sometimes I would go to the gym beforehand, but other times I would just kind of chill, maybe do some homework, maybe take longer to eat in the morning and kind of enjoy my time down there, which was pretty nice, and I liked doing that a lot. So it was nice to not have to wake up for something. It's I don't know if it's easier or harder to wake up when you have to go to something. I think it's easier to wake up when you don't have to go to something, because when you do have to go to something, your bed is always so much comfier, dude. Like, oh my god, the covers just somehow hit so much different. I literally can't explain it to you guys how the covers hit different. You have to know what I'm talking about, because it's so real, bro. I feel like everybody has to feel that. But yeah, so I would go to class, and sometimes it would be difficult to understand, sometimes it would be impossible to understand. It was never easy to understand the engineering classes, other than I had this biology class that I had to take, which was called Microbes to Mammoths, and that had a lab, but I missed 2 of the quizzes and ended up getting a B. It was the freest A I've ever like been able to get in my entire life, and I got a B+ in it. So that was kind of a wake up to reality moment in college, my first kind of B, even though I had a B in high school. So I ended high school with like a 3.9. It was like 3.9.8, like, so it was like a really high 3.9. But so, and I didn't really care that it wasn't the 4.0, but the only thing that made me salty was people with a 4.0 had, I don't know if it was a get together or something like that, but it was whatever. But also, people that weren't in as difficult of classes as me freaking were at the 4.0 thing. Like, it makes no sense that they should be there. I feel like for something like that, you should go off weighted GPA, not technical GPA. So that's whatever. I may have been a little salty, but it was my own doing. I could have got the 4.0. I just stopped trying at the end of the year in English and ended up with a B+. So that's my story of no 4.0 in high school, and now I'm at Minnesota engineering stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can make it, brother. But yeah, so going to class and then coming back to the crib, I would study way better outside of the crib. Like, if I needed to get something done, I would go to this health sciences building, which was a really nicely like remodeled building and had a quiet space. So I would go in there, just go insane, listening to nothing. Sometimes I would listen to white noise. Dude, I was on a different level. Like, I can barely pay attention to anything right now without going on TikTok. But some of it is actually pretty enjoying. Like, I had to do some labs for like this coding class where I would do stuff on a breadboard, and I didn't really like it, but it was whatever. Like, I feel like, and then we had to do an end of the year project for that, and I don't know, it was whatever. We just made something decently cool to get through it and get a good grade. Ended up getting an A in that class, but I failed the first test of that class and then clutched up an A, dude. That was so clutch, so freaking clutch. I locked in for C++. That was awesome. But then basically after my day was done of classes, I would come home and study for the rest of the night or just chill with my boys. But usually I would say, oh my god, I gotta study so bad, and not chill with them. But most of the time I would find time, or not really find time, just get distracted with them and not study when I probably should have been. But I got it done in the end. And sometimes, I don't know how bad this is to say, I took a little inspiration from ChatGPT sometimes for a little tutoring. That's all I'm gonna say. That shouldn't incriminate me or anything like that. But yeah, one of my physics TAs gave a speech on why AI is so bad, and he kind of hyped me up to never use it. But you know, it's just so it's so easy to use, but most of the time it can't even get the problems that I'm working on right. So it's useless sometimes, even with the pro version of it. The only thing good about the pro version, you just can send pictures. Like, I still use ChatGPT on a normal basis because it kind of I don't know, it just answers questions better than Google, and you can take pictures of things and be like, yo, what's wrong with this, bro? And it'll answer and give you a good answer. And I used it to help me through Linux. So I didn't really learn how to do Linux. It would have taken way longer. I just kind of made ChatGPT guide me through, and I troubleshooted with ChatGPT on how to do all that stuff. But you know, it ended up working out for me, and I still don't have Linux on my laptop, and I don't actually know if I will now, because Windows kind of just does everything so nicely, and it's such a pain in the ass to have to do stuff on Linux and set up everything that I use right now on Linux, especially oh god, just there's just so many little things that you don't realize Windows has that Linux doesn't have, that you're gonna have to set up once you get in there. But yeah, it's whatever. But my roommate was a business major. No shade getting thrown here, but he basically did way less homework than me, and he'll admit that. I mean, it's nothing it's just the truth. I'm not dissing nobody, I'm just telling the truth. So yeah, if you guys think there's a difference between a engineering major and a business major, and you're not sure if TikTok's telling the truth or not, I'm telling you right now, I did so much more homework than that motherfudger. It wasn't even funny. But yeah, but I also had a friend who was she was in business too, but she was on I don't know, pre-dental track or something, so she had to take some more classes. So she ended up taking chemistry, and that's a tough class. That's a STEM class. I didn't take chemistry because a computer engineer doesn't have to, but get this, electrical engineer has to take it, which is basically a computer engineer. So I'm kind of really happy I don't have to take that. Electrical engineers also have to take physics 3, which I don't have to take, but I kind of want to take that when I'm later on. I want to take a lot of electrical engineer classes, so I think I'm going to ended up being a computer engineer with a big focus in some more technical skills that electrical engineers learn. So I'm gonna have all this coding under my belt, take the easier major route, and then hit these hard classes at the end, so that I can have things like semiconductors, which is a really big electrical engineering class that everybody takes if you're an EE major. But yeah, my hardest class, or probably, it wasn't even the hardest, because the quizzes were so curved that it made it easy. So it was physics, but I really I kind of learned some of that stuff, like physics 2. Oh my god, none of it made sense. I struggled through every single quiz. I ended up getting a B+, so happy, or it was a B, so I was happy with that. But literally so much of it didn't make any sense at all, and I just kind of remembered how to go about some of the problems so that I could get a decent score and write down just some BS on the test, and it would get me partial credit, and that somehow got me through it pretty nicely. So yeah, I was happy with that. But physics is no joke, dog. If you want to master that stuff, it takes a lot of work. I mean, you don't have to master it to pass the class, which low-key should be how it is, but then you kind of need more time than just a semester, because we're learning more than what they learn in high school. AP high school physics. In physics 1, my first semester, we learned more than they learned in less than half the time. It was just freaking nuts, dude. The pace in college is so fast. You learn one unit in 1 week and move on the next week like it never even happened. Then it'll show up on the test and fudge you right in the behind. You won't even see that sucker coming. But really, if you just studying the study guide and doing practice problems from the study guide, asking ChatGPT for practice problems based off what was on the study guide is actually a really good way to get good problems to practice for physics. So that was a good way to get it done. But then also, man, other than all this schoolwork stuff, man, we would partay on those damn weekends, boy. We would go out every weekend because you gotta, bro. That's just what college is about, boy. But like, nah, don't let people like convince you that that's all college is about, because it isn't. But it's just something fun to do, and like something a lot of people are doing on the weekend, and it's fun to go out and see people. Just y'all don't be getting too fucked up, man. That'll ruin everything for you. And stuff like that is really easy to seep into like the weekday, and then classes start to slip. You just want to chill and do that and not work on homework and stuff like that. But yeah, if you're smart and don't let that shit take control of you, bro, you'll be big chillin'. You'll be big chillin'. Trust me, cuz one of the biggest things that I felt like I learned was that I learned how to study, and I learned how I learned. So like in math, the best way I learned was just doing problems over and over again, even though it hurts. It freaking hurts to do math problems over and over again when you can't do them. It's just like learning how to play guitar. Literally, it's just like learning how to do anything. You just have to do it over and over again when you suck at it. And then you're going to learn, because failing makes you learn. And that is like the single greatest way to learn. If you can just fail at something over and over again, if you failed at something more than somebody else, you're probably going to be better at that thing than them, because you've learned all of these ways to fail, so you're not going to do them again, and the other person really has it, so they'll probably run into something like that. I think that's the most thoughtful thing I've ever said. See, when I'm doing the video like this, I can literally keep talking, and I make a couple notes on the side. I can literally keep talking for so long and make thoughtful sentences. But when I'm recording and playing the game and doing this, I feel like I don't make as thoughtful of sentences, and it's way less editing, I think, too. So I think that we found a pretty sweet spot here, boys. What do y'all think, man? Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you like this idea, like this kind of way that I'm doing it, and if you like the background gameplay, because I think Doom Eternal actually really fits now. When I watched over the last video, it really freaking fits. And I'm going to make a big video on Doom Eternal and Doom the Dark Ages, and what I think is better and what's different and what I liked about both. I got the whole script written out. I just need to improve a little bit. And I was asking, okay, I didn't take jokes from ChatGPT, but I asked ChatGPT how you make a script funny. They were basically like, you gotta focus on making comedic timing and like adding random things after stuff, and like, I don't know, they just gave me some tips on how to make it funny, and I implemented them to add some jokes, because I don't know, I just find it so hard to make scripts funny. Like, I always end up being so serious with them, and I can't really help it. But yeah, so I kind of learned how I studied, and it made me way more efficient, because I was taking harder classes second semester. Okay, I think it was because I was slacking first semester and got that B in that one class, is why I got a worse GPA. But also, I was taking harder classes second semester and got a better GPA than I had first semester. So that really goes to show for something, and like, I really just locked in for the most part. But also, something else I wanted to talk about is how I managed my time. And I wouldn't say I was a great time manager. Like, I kind of just tried to remember things as they came up, but then I did start getting into Google Calendar, and it was actually super helpful. I found a script online that you can paste into your browser stuff on your schools, like on Minnesota's. It's unique to Minnesota. Somebody wrote it. Like online, not like an official Minnesota site. And he was like at the bottom, be careful, I could steal everything on this site if I was some random person, so don't go pasting random things into you know, your Safari thing that you find on the internet, or like random scripts. So I did that and got all my classes into Google Calendar for the year, like automatically all set up. It was a thing of beauty, and it just freaking worked, and it made me so happy. So I had all my classes set up on there, but then also I would kind of go through and just structure out my time for when I wanted to be doing things, and that actually also freaking helped. That was like, I don't know, it seems corny to like literally say when you're gonna eat. Like, no, I literally didn't do it for so long because I was like, what the hell, bro, I'm just gonna go eat. But it actually like helps keep you on task. Like, it's a good way to like keep yourself focused in what you're gonna do at that time, and just be like efficient with your time. Because one of the hardest things is to be efficient if you don't have like a structured time, because you just want to chill, like you're not supposed to be doing anything like that. So when you add that calendar that says you're supposed to be doing this, it adds a little bit of guilt when you're not doing it. So you're like, shit, I have to be doing this right now. So I think that it really is like a good thing for you to get into, and you probably should start that when you go to college. You don't have to start it over the summer or nothing. Just chill, relax, enjoy your time off. But then once you get to college, just take a day. Like you'll get to college before class starts, so take that day to set up your Google. On Google, use like the group tabs to set up your classes and like keep all that organized, and then yeah, just go from there. Add calendar. Figure out what notes apps work for you, figure out how you like to add things. One thing I really liked to research was it was like natural language input. That was a really cool thing that I wanted to like implement into my life, but there wasn't an app that really made it good that was easy to use, so I just ended up doing it manually on Google Calendar, which also literally it just freaking worked. And actually doing it manually on Google Calendar ended up being my favorite way to do it. There's also a natural language input thing that I found in a Google store, but that really didn't work as I thought it would. It doesn't implement right into it. You have to like do a thing on a browser, and then it pops up a thing and it goes into it. It just doesn't really work that well, and it was kind of a hassle, more of a hassle even to use, just that rather than keeping the tab open and then doing it from there. But yeah, also another thing that really helped me get through college and even get into college was my sister, who literally goes to my same college. So I think I kind of have a cheat code over everybody, because my sister just graduated college, going to be a doctor. Rest you, sister. You a fucking dog. You led the way for me in my academic career. I wouldn't be an engineer without you, dog. So if you're watching this, I love your sister. But ooh, look at us. I'm about to cry because she ain't even probably go watch this. I'll ask her to watch it. But yeah, and my parents helped a lot. They're always really supportive of my stuff, and just they don't even like, my dad will make fun of my YouTube every now and then, but like that's just jokes, stuff like that. He's like, when are you gonna get a real job? Even though I got a job, but like then I'm like, nah, YouTube will get me through, and he's it's whatever. But also I'm in a lot of debt, but I'm an engineer, man. It should all work out, right? Hopefully. And also, some guy commented on the last video. Appreciate your comment, brother. I hope you're watching this one. I hope I'm using the plasma rifle. Like, oh, look, it's in my damn hand. Quit using that, son of a bitch. But he said, quit using the plasma rifle so much. And I was like, third. I will not use it. You got to see this new gameplay I got. So I was playing today, trying to stay conscious and not use it. I got new binds for Doom Eternal. And this is the longest commentary video I've ever made in here. I guess I had a lot to talk about. This was all off the dome except for like 10 lines of like 1 to 5 words in each line, covering some talking points. So I'd say that's pretty impressive. I'll see you boys in the next video. I love you all. We hit 22 subs, and we also got hella views on the last video. I can't freaking believe it. This is like crazy growth compared to my last my Fate Nuts channel. Just wish Fate Nuts would grow more. I just gotta put more time and effort into those videos and really get them done, rather than putting all my time here. I just gotta get these done and then work on the other one, and not freaking scroll TikTok for 7 hours. Well, boys, I hope you like this one. I'll see you guys in the next video. I love all y'all. Stay safe out there, man. Live up your life. Chase your freaking dreams. See ya, boys.
This match is not won yet. Come find me, Slayer. I will be waiting.